is reported to have died after taking a concoction. The Ashanti Regional Police are on the heels of the one who manufactures and sells that concoction.
Well, you can. Sometimes you buy a herbal. You see a herbal medicine that they've on the inscription they've written that it can cure about 10 sicknesses.
Sue the person. That's all simple. No, whoever gave her the medicine should be sued. That's all.
And the concern is that Ghana cannot boast of proper regulation for selling and distribution of both herbal and orthodox medicines. This is our worry, and this is today's big story. Thanks so much for staying there. My name is Bright Nana Amfo. Now, the Food and Drugs Authority and the police say they are hunting for a herbal medicine dealer whose concoction is reported to have killed one person in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. Women, and we are told that 3 of them in the Amansia West district of the region took that concoction and ended up at the St. Martin's Catholic Hospital at Agroyesum in the region. Now, unfortunately for them, one of them passed on, but the 2 others are reportedly in a critical condition and are still on admission. Now, this is just one of the many cases of people taking concoctions and getting or ending up at various hospitals across the country. This is a big story this evening. I will be trying to find out from those who are in charge of regulating and distribution and selling of these herbal medicines. Now in the studio is Martin Azaglo. He is the head enforcement, monitoring and inspection of the Traditional Medicine Practice Council. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, these concoctions and their sale, how are they regulated?
Yeah, they are regulated from 2 perspectives. First is the Traditional Medicine Practice Council and the Food and Drugs Authority.
Right.
It is important to note that the Food and Drugs Authority regulates the product, that is the medicine that is being sold or distributed. And the Traditional Medicine Practice Council regulates the practice of the distribution of such medicine.
So anyone who sells these concoctions or herbal preparations should have licenses from the FDA and your organization?
Yes. First of all, they must register or get a permit from the Food and Drugs Authority.
Right.
From there, then they come to Traditional Medicine Practice Council. We interview them and see if they are qualified to distribute it. You know, we have people that own premises, like traditional medicine clinics and hospitals. And we have people that do only retailing of such drugs.
They buy from
wholesalers or manufacturers
and sell on the streets.
Yes.
Right.
That's what they do. And so when they come to us, we look at the product that you are going to distribute or you are going to sell to the public. Is the product registered by Food and Drugs Authority? If we get the confirmation that it is registered by Food and Drugs Authority, then we give you our certificate and license to distribute such to the public. And so I must say that we are regulating the practice, that is the act of the distribution of such medicines.
Right. So this case of a woman dying, has it come to your notice?
I just heard it. I just heard it, and when I got a call that this is the issue, and so that is it.
And that is all you know about it. Right. Let me quickly go on the phone lines and speak to Abu Sumaila. He is with the FDA and Herbal Medicine Department. Abu Sumaila, thanks so much for joining us. First of all, let's talk about the issue of herbal preparations. Now, regulation, distribution, and selling. What is your role as the authority?
Thank you very much. The FDA, that's the Food and Drugs Authority, is mandated to register medicines, that's herbal, including herbal medicine.
Right.
That is offered for sale or distributed for sale. So that is our mandate.
Right. So you
Manufactured, offered for sale or distributed for sale.
right. When you say your mandate is to register, tell me exactly what goes into it and how do you ensure that the ones that are not properly registered do not get out there onto the market?
That's correct. We are supposed to ensure there is public health and safety. So one of the things that we do is occasionally we have people from the Drug Enforcement Department that periodically visit the market, look for products that are not registered, and appropriate actions are taken, or the person is helped to get the product registered. Or we also do get complaints from clients who use this product. So these are the sources by which we are able to find out which products are in the market or not.
Have you been able to, or can you say that you have cleaned the system when it comes to the sale of these herbal preparations?
You know, there's nowhere in this part of the world where you have a perfect system. But what entails about regulation is the collective responsibility of the regulator, the manufacturer, and even the patient who uses it. So, through the patient, through the public, if anything goes wrong with any preparation, there's a mechanism by which you report to the FDA, or if it's used in a public health center or a herbal center. If there's anything wrong, whoever is dispensing that thing can report, or the patient himself or herself can also report of any adverse effect.
What is
But
your...
I want to say one thing. The fact that a product is registered does not necessarily mean that it is always safe. Maybe the mode of production, there can be contamination and other things. So that is why there's only that mechanism we call the post-registration process. We go out onto the market again to look for products that we have registered and products that we have not registered.
Right.
So this is how we...
So first of all, you have accepted that you are unable to properly regulate the distribution of these herbal preparations. Now, has it come to your notice about the 50-year-old woman who is reported to have died as a result of taking a concoction? And we're told that the FDA in the Ashanti region and the police are on the heels of the one who manufactures and sells that particular product.
Let me just correct one thing before I answer. You use the word not be able to properly. You see, like I said, there's nowhere in any part of this world, be it the United States, wherever, you always have these problems. And like I said earlier on, even a registered product can cause harm. So that does not necessarily mean that any product which is not registered is not good or this thing.
So simply put, the FDA it would not be...
Let me answer your question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it has come to our notice because we have the regional officer in Ashanti region have notified us that there's that problem. So they are investigating. And whatever it is, they will give us the information.
We're told that if I should put it, the stamp on the product was fake. So the FDA's stamps are being faked across the country.
So it's one of the mechanisms that we used to pick. Like there was a complaint. You see, you cannot be everywhere. So that is why your effort, any other person's effort, will help us sanitize the system. So it's when these issues come up, we don't just rush and conclude anything. So we have to do investigation. So the prior investigation shows that the product has been faked. that's using FDA registration number, and that alone contravenes the law.
Should the public trust the FDA for their safety as far as these preparations are concerned?
I think through our education, and just as we are doing, as we are interviewing, we are trying to find out, we are educating the public. So this is a mechanism by which, like I said, we can use to pick up information. Like I keep saying, it does not necessarily mean that all products will continue to be safe. There may be problems, there may be manufacturing problems and other these things. But first of all, a problem has come. We have started an investigation. The first thing is that the person has faked our number. You see, so we pick it from there. So that is how we work. It is a collective.
Is it that easy to fake your numbers? Is it how easy is it?
No, it's not about how easy it is. It's just like, you know, the DVNA, people fake numbers and give to others. So the thing has not gone through proper registration. Likewise, all locally manufactured products are supposed to have the FDA number. So somebody can just pick a product with a number on it and just put it there. That's what it means.
You seem
So
to
it's
suggest
not
you seem to suggest that the FDA cannot be everywhere to check. The public concern is that you don't seem to be doing enough.
But we are doing it. That is how we came by this information.
Because these products are on the market every day. We see
Yes, these
people
products are on the
carrying
market,
them.
So we are going for them. If we are not brought out this history, it would have been the public domain. You see, every time we get reports and we do investigation and we come to a conclusion. So that is why I keep saying it is a collective responsibility. You see, so you may even take a drug which you think doesn't taste familiar to what you know of said drug. So what it is that you give a complaint, then we do the investigation. So you see, quality is inbuilt. I cannot just look at a product and say that this product is not good. It must go through some kind of test. So these are the sort of things that we do. We use different mechanisms.
What can be done to get the FDA on the ground to check these things? In other societies, it happens. It is very, very difficult for anybody to get out there and sell medicines, especially. What can be done to get the FDA on the ground to stop these things?
So one of the things that we are doing public education. And I believe
it's been going on for quite a long time. I guess when Jesus was born, it started, and yet it is still going on, the education.
I'm sure if we allow a situation where we are going to have perfect regulatory system, I'm sure maybe that may be the end of the world. Because if we have
this is about the health of the people.
Yes, that is about the health
so we
of
need to
so
perfect it.
I'm saying that please help us, and you are helping us. We are working. I'm sure for a very long time you've never heard of anybody taking medicine and he has died. But now we've had. So action is being taken.
Do we in any way say that the Food and Drugs Authority lacks the logistics, the personnel to do this job?
Let me clarify one thing. See, like I keep saying, even drugs that are registered, that have gone through proper listing, in the course of its use, may have an adverse effect. So that's why there's that monitoring mechanism. You see, there's nothing on this that is perfect. I mean, you may have certain problems. So we are doing all the things that we can. So we do public education, we engage our stakeholders, and it is through the engagement of stakeholders that we get this kind of information to work with.
So the investigations, you said it's been started, and already you have some information. First of all, the person was able to fake your certification number. I was also told that he is not registered with your organization. Now, basically, what does it then mean to FDA?
We'll just continue with the investigation. From my understanding, they are trying to locate the person because it's supposed to have been manufactured in Kumasi, but a complaint came from Eastern region. So that is how it is. So we pick it from there. Then we know the truth, or we try to identify that person. So as I'm sitting here crying, I don't have all the details. The officers in Kumasi are doing the investigation, and I believe by tomorrow we should have some more information act upon.
Right. Thank you so much. Abu Samaila is the herbal medicine head of the Department of Food and Drugs Authority there, talking to me about a 50-year-old woman who is reported to have died from taking a concoction allegedly in some parts of the Ashanti region. We'll be getting more from there. But Asaglo is still in the studio. Now, so you heard the FDA completely saying that they are unable to totally control what is happening. In your practice, how do you help to check this, weed out quacks who are in the system?
Yeah, that is what he said. You see, we look at the FDA registration of the medicine.
Right.
If we are assured that, yes, the medicine is registered, we get the confirmation the medicine is registered, then we go ahead, inspect the premises where the
and
medicine...
give the license.
Give the license and certificate. We give both license and certificate. The license is for the premises where the medicine is going to be offered on sale.
Right.
And the certificate is going to go to the person, the practitioner, who is going to sell the medicine.
He's allowed to practice, the use of herbal medicines.
Yes. And so the advice, he spoke about the public getting involved in the whole regulatory exercise. We are advising the general public that when you go to buy herbal medicines, first of all, check if that medicine has been registered by the Food and Drugs Authority. Then check if the premises is also licensed.
But my grandmother in the village, who is a stark illiterate, how does she check this?
You see,
She's not been to school, and so she goes to buy it, and she's told that it's been registered. It is difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult. I appreciate it.
Is there a role your organization is playing? A lot of these medicines are sold out there. They are seen daily, running around, some in premises, until they're able to be picked up, the practice. Is it a proper way we can arrest the situation?
Yeah, you know, the Act also mandates the Ghana Police Service to also do the inspection on our behalf, just as the collaborative
of various premises
where herbal medicines are being sold. Any police officer can go into a herbal medicine premises where they are offering herbal medication and check if the premises and the practitioner in charge.
What about the person is sells, is a vendor, he or she has no place, and the practitioner is going around, and so we can identify.
For example, those who sell in cars.
Yes,
we've had meetings with the National Media Commission and the transport authorities to check
this practice,
especially the selling of herbal medicines on transport.
All right. Let me speak to the head of Drug Enforcement Department of the Food and Drugs Authority, Mr. Temes Amejro. He's just joined us. Now, thanks so much for your concern. Mr. Amejro, has this issue of the woman who is allegedly reported to have died from taking the preparation, has it come to the notice of the authority?
Yeah, we've received information from our regional office in Kumasi.
And what does the information say about what happened?
Well, for now, we don't really know the full extent of the issue. All we know is that the woman was allegedly supposed to have drank a herbal medicine out of which the death came. We don't really know whether that was it exactly or what other things went on.
And this must be worrying, especially from where you sit.
Yes, sure. It must be worrying, given the fact that in recent times we are having a lot of challenges in the area of herbal medicine regulation by way of the fact that they are increasingly being adulterated. By this, I mean they are adding other non-herbal things into the herbal preparations. Some of them don't even contain any herbal thing at all. Sometimes prescription medicines and controlled substances are being put in some liquid media and being put out as herbal medicine. And this can be very dangerous because sometimes the person taking the herbal medicine may be on some other medications which could interact adversely with the particular ingredient that is put in the supposed herbal medicine. These are the issues we are grappling with. Besides the fact that some of them are also being manufactured under unhygienic conditions, so they are already, right from the outset, contaminated with a lot of microorganisms.
And these challenges you talk about, I'm sure you'll be placing them squarely at the doorsteps of those who manufacture them.
Yes, sure. That's what we're doing. We want to get rid of those spurious, substandard, and fake herbal medicines from the system. And so we keep on inspecting their facilities and also taking their products to regulatory examination and evaluation to ensure that whatever they put out to the public are of the appropriate quality and they are safe.
How successful would you say the fight against this practice has been?
Oh, to a large measure now, I think there is no herbal medicine manufacturer who is not aware of the fact that you need to get regulatory approval before you put the herbal medicine on the market. And also, consumers are also getting the message now. And so we are receiving a lot of feedback from the public about these herbal medicines, so-called herbal medicines, which are spurious and also not a threat to public health. So as far as the indicators like public awareness is and also the response from some of the stakeholders by way of the manufacturers are concerned, we think we are making substantial inroads.
Would you say that you're overwhelmed as a result of perhaps logistical challenges?
Not really. We are not overwhelmed. It's just that when issues of this nature come up, we want the public to be aware so that they increasingly become aware of the issues at stake because their health is at stake, so that nobody wants to downplay the issues of life and the issues of health for that matter. And so it is not because we are overwhelmed that's why we go public with these issues, but we just want the public to be aware of the dangers inherent in consuming unregistered herbal medicine.
Now, the fact that these medicines sometimes fake your certification, how well do you think the public, for instance, if you go to our rural areas, some of our people there are unable to read or write. How can such a person then identify that this number or this certificate on this herbal medicine is indeed from the Food and Drug Board? It is quite a difficult task.
Yeah, like in this particular case, the herbal medicine has fake our registration number. Yes, if somebody has not been to school, it may be a bit difficult. But you have brothers, sisters, relatives who are educated who could also read what's on it. And then we have offices in all the regions. You can call in to find out. You can quickly ascertain it. We also have the registered products on our website. Those who are literate or computer literate in the family can check on your behalf. So let people go a little bit of the extent to try to protect their health. Just get the information you need before you get in for it. You go in for any herbal medicine.
Are we in a position as a society, as a country, to stop these medicines from getting onto the market at all?
Yes, we can. If all of us together, we on the regulatory side will do all we can by way of market surveillance, intensify market surveillance to read the market of these spurious herbal concoctions and dangerous ones. And then also on the consumer side and the public for that matter, they should also just be on the lookout, do some basic inquiries. If they suspect anything, they should just alert us so that we move in quickly to check it, because they are always in daily contact with these people in the communities, in the villages, in the rural areas, wherever they move. The people in those areas are always seeing them. They should let us know.
How would you react to the fact that the public concern is that the FDA is not doing enough? These people are seen all over, and yet no one seems to care about them.
It's not that no one seems to care about them, because we do a lot behind the scenes. Most of our activities we don't actually put in the public domain, so people might not know what we are doing. But for a little one thing that comes out, there are 1,000 that we've already done, which is not in the public domain.
Thank you so much for speaking to Mr. Thomas Amejro, is the head of enforcement of Food and Drugs Authority. There. Let me come back to this. So, Martin, just before we left, we're talking about your organization helping to pick these bad ones in the system. Yeah. How can that be done effectively?
Yeah, we have regulatory assistance on the ground. They move from community to community, inspecting these herbal shops. Where they go and they do not see these certificates and licenses, they get the places locked.
But you don't have a grip on those who move from one place to another selling. You don't at all.
Yeah,
or because they don't fall under your organization, you are able to control them.
The FDA will register just the product.
Right.
But even if he's moving about dispensing these medicines, it is our concern because we have to ensure that.
And are you able to track them?
Yeah, we have. As I told you, we've held meetings with the GPRTU to make sure that no traditional medicine seller is allowed to get on board on vehicles.
And yet it is being done. I have seen some, they ask you to buy, and that when you take it, your manhood will be become bigger than the size that you want. And all those are on sale.
Yeah, we've had, you know, in every community we have miscreants. These are just miscreants. We are letting the public to be aware of this. They are basically breaking the law. We are against the sale of herbal medicines.
And so your task force, can you tell me that maybe in the past month they have arrested 1 or 2 persons and perhaps taken them to the police?
Yeah, I just came back from the central region where I moved to almost all the places, Mankesim, Gonasuedro, Winneba. We locked most shops where we did not find our certificates and licenses. Next week, I'll be going to the Volta North. We are going to do the same exercise. And you know, the traditional medicine producers also have associations like GAFTRA.
Right.
They have also formed task force. They know there are quacks in the system who are actually being a dent on their image. And so they have also formed a task force. They are moving about, checking all these people. And so, you know, you said earlier, logistical constraints.
You're also challenged.
Yes, challenged, very challenged. If you
so the public cooperation is very important.
Very important. That is why we are informing the public. Be alert.
We'll talk more about this later on. Thanks so much for speaking to me. Martin Azeglo is the head enforcement.